The heaviest thing that's been on my spirit is, what got me into this truth was, the Most High knows you. You can't deny it. I mean, you can, but it doesn't. The thing is, it's going to affect you. It's not going to affect the truth because the truth is the truth no matter what. And, you know, certain things are going to play out in your life, and especially to the Israelites, the so-called the 12 tribes scattered throughout the whole world and in the uppermost part of the earth, which is America here, uh, are the so-called blacks being tribe Judah, Mexicans tribe Issachar, Native American tribe Gad. Those are actually the same people, and the propaganda of media has basically corrupted people's mind and hypnotized them to believe just basically everything you hear, and it's definitely not that. No new thing under the sun, and basically, while I'm out here, I want to bring out my little book. It's pretty powerful, but basically, what brought me into the truth was when I started reading the Bible. I didn't get it at first. No matter how many times I opened it, I went to jail, been locked up, number of months. You know what I mean? So I got to see a preview of what is gonna happen when all hell breaks loose. Because I mean, um, spiritually, I mean, these walls we build up. Uh, you think you can hide into them, but you know what? When a storm happens, when people turn on the news, they're getting warning. And just like this truth, the good word is, he's actually giving you living testimonies, people who live this stuff out. If you listen to music or, just listen to someone's story of struggle and conquering and overcoming, you could hear, everything, you know, it goes back to something, it's spiritual, And the thing is, like, you got to be able to have that wisdom and understanding to discern what spiritual is good for you, because not everything here is meant to be messed with, because you can get defiled down here because your body is your temple. That's what scriptures. That's when I read scriptures, I understood that. Uh, I understood that. You know, Slacky, let me put this on. I understood that your body is your temple, and it's also his. Your body's not your own. It's actually his temple, his sanctuary, and I be trying to show people that mark in my head. Um, Because basically, during my visitation, they put a mark on me. And if you go to my videos, just press subscribe, please. And the thing is, like, so-called UFOs are the holy angels that the Bible speaks of. The thing is, it was a scary thing, but that was a trial to test, you know, test, because basically I died twice when I was born. So I was always talking to myself, something in me, my soul, something that told me not to do things, and we all have it in us, and that's his spirit, and that's the one that you should be, you know, following. That's your conscience, they say, and you're not supposed to, basically, like, you're not always supposed to, like, feed your soul to what it wants, because the thing is, it could stop you from very good things, and I'm like, I've noticed that, like, I landed on my neck, broke my neck, and the hospital ended up turning me away. That's actually in the Apocrypha, one of the hidden books in the Bible. And Apocrypha means hidden, and like the Illuminati, uh, it means illuminated, or you know what I mean. But they've got, it's like that's a hidden organization, and the truth, the Bible, the hidden wisdom in that. is the understanding. When you get the understanding and the wisdom, the knowledge, the light, when you go to the darkest of the dark and you become a witness of that light, that salvation, that preservation that he does for his righteous, the just, you know, you'll get that reward. I overcame by, not by, the thing is, I had to understand it wasn't by any strength in me at all, but there was the hope and the basically a hope. There was nothing but hope and the faith that he put inside me. That substance we all have in us, and we have to use it before you lose it, because he saved me out of the deepest hell, just like our forefathers. I had to go through that, and I had to understand our King, our Savior's body. I have his body, his marks, and basically the Holy Spirit descended upon him like a dove in a bodily shaped figure. That's in Luke 2:32, I believe. This child is set for the rise and fall of many in Yasharallah, Israel. And I've been reading the Psalms a lot, and Lord willing, I can bring out some super edifying videos. We're not supposed to worry or what we should say in that hour. And the thing is, I understand that, people nowadays, life can be very stressful. Basically, with so many things going on, whether if you have kids or, just anything, it's not, seeing that's why it's not good to be meddled in a lot of things, because before you know it, you're going to be 50 years old, 60 years old, and understanding these truths is going to be a lot harder. Like I used to work, my grandma owns a foster care for the disabled, and I did that for a couple years, and I understood, what if the Most High gave you dementia? You know what I mean? So you got to be able to look at other people's lives while you're young and say, hey, I know I don't want to do that. I know I don't want to be that. You know what I mean? Because if you pay attention, we're not understanding that these holidays we are celebrating as kids, they're actually pagan. And pagan, you look that up, it's satanic. So the thing is, we've all been tricked. And that's why he's waking his people up and he's judging his people to pull us out, because we're literally being killed off. So-called blacks, Mexicans, Latinos, Native Americans, like sheep, led to the slaughter. You go into these churches and get defiled by their doctrines and start calling upon a God you do not know. I called on that, when my calamity came like a whirlwind, and I called upon that, all the names under the book, that under the sun that I knew, all the gods, that we're taught. Not one of them came to save me, y'all. The thing is, the Most High shut out my prayer, and that's so I could be reproved, so I could learn that I didn't have the truth. So when you think you got it, you better second guess, because the thing is, what we think we got until you prove it. And you've seen that in the scriptures, because that's really where we are. We are in hell. We're trying to get back up. We're trapped down here. The ground, like brass, in the sky like iron, if that's correct. But, he's setting up his people. He's laying his foundation. But we know that we got to die. We're going to die like men. That's why we come out here and we do this truth, and, I gotta give, double honors to the elders, man, of Great Millstone, because if it wasn't for them and another brother, Wrath of the Heavens, another icon who knows about the Great Millstone, if it wasn't for Great Millstone, just the spirit alone, the Ruach Kodesh, just that fire of, because it sucks when you're wrong, you know what I mean? And that's why people get so ate up by this truth, is because, when you just hate it when you're wrong, right? So say somebody said, all right, 1 + 1 is 3. Well, you're gonna go. If you see that it's beneficial to them, and it could save them a lot of time and a lot of problems, a lot of money, you're going to go out your way and you're going to prove how 1 + 1 is 2 and not 3. And same with these scriptures. We got to order ourselves aright and show ourselves approved And you know, the thing is, I'm a poor man, and he's setting me up from a low stature. And the thing is, it's heavy to comprehend because the seal is so heavy. Like, I have people looking at me different. When I walk into a room, uh, people, I'm not so shy anymore. And I see his face on my forehead. Revelations 22:4, and Lord willing, I can get some precepts off the top of the head. Where they shall see his face and his name shall be in their foreheads. And the precept to that is they shall see his face with joy. And if you get a coordinates, I'm gonna. I know I need to be better with writing my precepts down because I'm not a genius when it comes to memorizing certain things, but by the Spirit, I'm quickened sometimes. So, but it's our word through my testimony, my affliction. Just like the holy prophets and the apostles back in the day, we're still going through those same afflictions today. So-called blacks, Mexicans, Latinos, and Native Americans up here in the uppermost part of the earth. And basically, when we go to these churches, something bad happens to us. You start losing family members or something bad. Basically people start running to the first thing they see, and they see these churches. They start seeing what other people are doing. But the thing is, you came into this world alone, you're going to leave it alone. So that's why we got to work out our own fear and salvation with fear and trembling. And, basically, he's starting with the house of Jacob. And that's why you see a lot of us people bugging out, and people are so confused to what's going on. But that's the truth. And, we're trying to tell people, why basically you see UFOs a lot more, because he's starting to judge, and he's plucking and he's planting, and he's the house of David, man. So if you guys look right there, I mean, it's pretty big deal. Ezekiel 16:12, John 17:6. I heard his name in my dream right after I seen his son's face in my forehead. I heard Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's John 17:6, and there's, it's very heavy. And I had people coming after me, like that movie Matrix. And, when you get woke, that shoe bread, that angel bread, that hidden manna, once you overcome Satan, and basically, I asked for wisdom a long time ago because I was dumb, you know what I mean? And I was praying for wisdom and understanding because, no matter how hard I would try, I would just want to get it because I didn't have the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And, he put his hand on me, and it's affliction, but it's understanding and wisdom and knowledge, and it's everlasting, it's salvation at the same time. Because I'd rather have his hand be upon me, giving me these afflictions than my enemies. And you should too. Seek his judgment, seek his face. It's not his face isn't here in the land, but it's in your soul. If you can comprehend that, you've already known these things. You've been there. Heaven. I've been up there. He showed me a great river and the tree of life. And that's in the scriptures. And I hope you can, if you really are concerned of these things, I'm just here to confirm. He sent me witnesses confirming my, basically my, I don't know what you say it, but my salvation, my faith, my judgment. Get this truth out. I made a vow that night that I would get this out if you let me live. Satan tried to say, hey, the thing is, people don't know what suicide is. But that night when you're being tried and refined, being tried and tempted in your mind, it is not of the Most High. It is your sin and your sins and your iniquities coming back at you. And basically, the less you do, the better it is going to go for you. And, you want to seek him in a time that he may be found, because surely in a time when you're being judged on the floods of and the floods of ungodly men, and when your sins and your iniquities come over you, when your accuser judges you in these last days, you can't say a thing, because the earth will swallow you up. And the thing is, he put on my spirit not to say a thing, because the thing is, when you're being judged, it's a very fearful thing. It's not where you want to be, and that's why you want to chase after this word, this truth, and what's happened to the people who is talking about in the Bible. Are you going through those afflictions? Ask yourself that. Or because this is the book of life. And when I started reading, I started to see myself in scriptures, going through the same testimonies as his son, because the elders told me that the elect, 144,000, will go through the same testimony as his son. And the thing is, Job, when the sons of the Most High God, Yahweh, were called to present themselves in Job, the first page, I believe it talks this, but Satan came as well. He came among us when the sons of men came to present themselves before the Father. Satan was among them, and he's among everyone because he's this is where his seat is, hell, earth. We got to understand that this is the corruptible world and not the heavenly world. So heavenly owns the thing is, like, there's an order to everything, 1,000 years, and their 1,000 years is coming up. He's coming down with much wrath, and he cast me into a prison. Revelations, Abaddon, we had a king over us, Abaddon. Daniel, he went through the same thing, but when he was cast in the lion's den, that's the same thing. That's the prison without bars. And basically, he set a seal upon Daniel, and that's what he does for his people, and it's a beautiful thing. The mouths like lions, those are the locusts. The thing is, it's pretty deep, man. Just a lot of people don't know what's going on, but us with our eyes enlightened, truly enlightened, it's a beautiful thing and a terrifying thing. If you don't have the right God on your side, I'm glad I didn't fall for anything in this world, because the thing is, I looked at people and I could just, how you sense something about somebody and it's just off, and that's basically how it is in this truth, in this life. Don't fall for this corruptible, all right? Because there's a much glorious, never-ending, everlasting world that's coming, and the thing is, people just can't comprehend that yet, because just so much bad's going on. But that's when you should be seeking the truth more than ever and reading more than ever, just so your altitude is amped up and you're on a higher frequency, knowledge and wisdom wise. You're gonna lose friends, and you're gonna lose jobs, and you're gonna have people basically bashing you and talking you down. But with the wisdom and understanding, you're gonna be able to approach it a different way than someone who doesn't have the scriptures on their side. Like I was surrounded round about. My iniquities and my transgressions took over me to where I wasn't able to lift my head. Like, just no matter how hard I tried. And I remember the first time I had that happen, I went out, like something was telling me to open the door, and I was so scared because it wasn't me doing it, you know what I mean? Basically, I opened the door and it scared the shit out of me. I shut the door. But that, I had felt the burning in my forehead and a bitterness in my stomach. And that's in scriptures. And, but go out to meet the bridegroom. And that was the first calling. And the second calling in 2017 after the solar eclipse. A lot of people just, why did that happen? The moon and the sun were a set for signs and wonders, feast. And right after that, that's when I had my feast of the sealed feast, when we go into the marriage chamber. The moon is the marriage chamber. Go out to meet the bridegroom. And, you know, he gave us that oil, that anointment, you know. We was tried in the fire of refinement, of afflictions, of adversity. And we came out, you know, with this truth, with the testimony. And, you know, it's a blessing. You know, we came out with our life, you know, and the proof. And that's the thing. And that's what's so big about this, is because, you know, he brought us into a large room. You know, his banner over me was love. You know, his face, if you look up in the scriptures, his face, cause thy face to shine upon thy servant. Look at there's so many scriptures. Lord willing, I can make a very edifying video. I just wanted to have conversation off of, you know, off of the head, you know, because some people get very annoyed when, you know, you're just talking to the book. But, you know, that's how and that's a testimony that's a proverb out of the book, you know, because the thing is, righteous people, you know, people of the Most High God, who are angelic, they're gonna hear the truth. But if you be demonic, then, you know, you push this away. So I mean, that's a testimony on this day, you know. And you know, I heard the names in my dream. I died twice at birth, had a hole in my heart. You know what I mean? I knew that the works of man wasn't perfect, because they cut in me from the armpit to my spinal cord, and I had an accident, and I understood that, you know, it wasn't going to get any easier in life. So I went to the ER like a couple years after this happened, because the thing is, at the time I didn't have a job, I didn't have insurance. The pain got so bad when I went to the ER, and they ended up turning me away because I didn't have insurance. And I was so pissed and so angry. But then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna put it in the Most High's hands. I didn't know his name still, you know. This was in 2015, right before the solar eclipse. And then, you know, ever since then, you know, and still to this day, I stand stiffly, because, you know, what you're down here for, it's not for nothing, you know, whether you see it or not. You know, what you're down here for is judgment, to seek the Most High, and to keep your body in the best condition as possible, and to do the duty of the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, no matter what the condition is outside. But the thing is, you'll just understand that this brings the whole world together, and or apart. That's the thing. And if you understand, well, you know, if this was it, if they really had the knowledge in these churches and everything, then everybody would be together. But if you see it, they're trying to force something that can't be. Just like, I mean, the thing is, with Martin Luther King, you know, he actually hurt the blacks when he says, I had a dream of whites and blacks. You don't know. See, that's the thing. He went off his own understanding, and that's what a lot of us do. That's why you don't want to go off of your understanding, but the understanding of the Most High, you know. That's the most important. And the thing is, he will bring people into your life, and he'll take people out of your life. And you know, I've been playing the music, been playing the piano about 17 years. You know, freestyling about the same, and people, you know, they've been watching me a long time, and, you know, the so-called Freemasons, Illuminati, they tried to, you know, basically deceive me. And that's when I was basically woke up to, you know, who that Jesus character is, and worship in all the churches. You know, it's very dark and demonic. That is so-called Satan. And thing is, the God of this world, the corruptible world, you got to understand who that is. You know, where Satan's seat is. He's the one that comes in many forms and many names, because he's been given the power to, and he's coming down with much wrath, because he's running out of time. I did see a star fall out of heaven. You know what I mean? On that guy. And, the thing is, we're living out a lot of testimonies in these last days. And just so the scriptures could be fulfilled, sin's at an all-time high. I literally see like 13-year-olds in school confused of who they are, and they're depressed. You know what I mean? This is what's going on in America and every nation across the world. It's because spiritually, humans of all forms and shapes don't have the right reading material to digest, to spiritually, and one thing, they don't have the right people standing up and giving it, who aren't entitled that, basically entitled that office, that title, that ordinance. And that's why he's raising up the 144,000 to be those judges and those quickening spirits, not by our side, but by his hand, by his wisdom and understanding, and to lift up that standard. Because the thing is, America's lost its touch a long time ago. 9/11, when that happened, that was the beginning of all sorrows. Been at war for 15 years, and all for money. And the thing is, in our government system, they know it's corrupt. The thing is, it's not hidden. This stuff is coming out to light. These Catholic priests, this stuff is coming out to light. Molestation. The thing is, a lot of judgment is about to hit right before people even have a chance to get a grip. And that's why I try to that's why I'm making this video. Do you think I'm out here and this for just for laughs and giggles? And that's what you see nowadays. You see people laughing and giggling when people are dying right next to them. People got cancer. They're internally broken, spiritually and physically. And the thing is, that's so the testament, the truth, the word, the holy word, prophecy can be fulfilled. And I'm really glad that he called me up out of that darkness, because the thing is, I've never seen life this way before. With his fear, that is. I just got scared by a leaf. And that's how you know you're in his fear. And that's how you know you're on that sync frequency, that same frequency as them, the heavenly. And that's what the godly, that's what you want to be on, the Shemayim, the heavens. And I don't have a religion. This is biblical. And that changes the whole game. Because the thing is, by his word, he made everything. So, by his word, we living out that very same thing. And, nothing's changed. And we try to wake people up one at a time if we can. And, Lord willing, I could come out and do some edifying videos on the seal on my forehead, that mark right there. Just so you guys could get a better understanding. Because, I was blind for almost 4 years before he woke me up to it. That's how bad the delusion of this world is by the God of this world, Satan, so-called Jesus, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah. The thing is, you got to be careful who you call him, because the thing is, there's so many gods. There's so many. Our people have made so many gods and graven images and false identities and to worship. And there's scriptures stating that there's only one name. For instance, Acts 4:12, and Romans, very important. Romans 18, I believe. But there's a verse in Romans maybe Romans 8, but I don't know who it was speaking, but he was saying, just in case I don't build on another man's foundation, I don't speak of the name where Christ is named, and that's very heavy. So just match that up with Acts 4 and 12, and that's why Thessalonians tells us to prove all things, and abstain from all appearance of evil. Satan comes in many forms and many shapes, y'all. I got to pee so bad. See, and this is just another affliction, these bodies, The thing is, like, I'm really grateful for, like, his hand being upon me, because I know it's him that's doing the killing on me. I'd rather him do it than anybody else, and that's just like, Tawadi Yahweh shot, Tawadi Rakakudash, Brakata Yahweh shot. Call Allah Yahweh, all praise, Yahweh, the Most High, Bahashem in the name. Yahweh Shai, his only begotten Son, Bahashem in the name, Rakakudash, the Holy Spirit, Amun, towards the east. And the thing is, Akim and World, Lord willing, I'll be right back with some more edifying scriptures, because this is why we labor. We labor in the flesh. I got the broken bones like Job, 27 years old, and I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know why? It's because the right place, right time. That's what your life consists of, and that's what that night consisted of. Wisdom, when I heard upon her. And that's in the Apocrypha Sirach 1, 6 through 13. Unto whom has the root of wisdom been made manifest? Unto who understood her great counsel? Who have been tried? That's the gates of death. And, that's where the Most High is, the bridegroom. He's at, you ascend to heaven, he's there. You go to hell, he's there. There's nowhere you can hide from the truth, from the Holy One Creator, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He's everywhere. And the thing is, he's inside his people. And that's the thing. The gates didn't prevail against, his holy ones. He didn't suffer his holy one to seek corruption. She entered into the souls of holy men, wisdom, the so-called moon. She enters into the souls of holy men and makes them friends of the Most High God. And that's in the Apocrypha, the hidden books in the Bible. The Apocrypha means hidden. And Lord willing, I can come with some more edifiable scriptures. Shalom, Brakatah, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Shalom. And, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles. Great millstone, peace, blessings, salutation, protection to